Hello, everyone. My name is Antonio Cardona, and I am recording this so that you have a little bit of information and you get to see who I am. Okay. Glad you're here. This course has to do with aging, of course, human development, aging, maturing. Those are the things that we'll be discussing in this course. It'll be interesting because everyone ages. Even though we don't realize that we're aging, we're all aging. And so this is a new course. I hope that I have created some interesting material. Um, I put together a course that I hope will be helpful to you beyond what this is a course, okay? Um, Courses are, after all, something that you take to learn and to get credit, but it is always good to have a course that you get something out of it in the long run. And this course, I hope, is that. We don't know a lot about aging. Most of us don't know a lot about aging. I'm still learning. I'm aging and learning. and I'm learning from my own aging, and I hope that you will too, beyond what we're doing here. So, first things first, courses on Canvas, it's online. There are no meetings on campus that I am contemplating and that the school contemplates. So that's the first thing. So Canvas, and on Canvas you'll find the materials, the course materials. There's a syllabus in at least two places on Canvas. Um, Take a look at that. It is a roadmap. I hope to use some of that in terms of guidance. Since it's a new course, we may, at least I may modify it a little bit from time to time. But when I do, it'll be for the good to make it easier for you. Okay. So that's the first thing. So take a look at that. The book is available in the course materials as well online. There is a book. I don't have it right here. I had it before when I recorded this before. um, um, you can get the physical book if you want. The school has made the online book available to you through this course. I don't know what the particulars are in terms of the economics of it and what you want to do. I personally like the physical book. I guess that means ages me, but I also have the online book as well. And I looked at the online book. A couple of things that you should know about the course. There are some PowerPoints that have been made available to you, the textbook itself. There'll be two quizzes, one true false somewhere in the middle of the term, and a final, which will be multiple choice. Um, Really, multiple choice is comprehensive. So be looking at taking notes in the book about the book as you read it, and be looking at the PowerPoints, be looking at the videos and the links and any of the materials that I've made available to you. And I will make others available to you as I see them come up, and I will send things that I hope are useful to you. Okay. We don't know a lot about aging because aging is something that happens to us. And we don't always know a lot about all the things that happen to us on an ongoing, it's almost automatic. But in reality, most of us are involved in knowing what the chronology is. You know, I was born in 1959, and what does that mean? Well, it means that I'm part of a certain cohort, certain group. And my chronology is that I am years old. And so that means that I share some experiences that are historical, psychological, political, maybe economic. and maybe some that are cultural that others of my group might. So we study aging from different uh, ways. It's multi-dimensional, and there are many factors that go into who we become throughout life and how we age. Okay, so we'll study that. We study it through the scientific method to make sure that at least we have something we can sink our teeth into about what this topic is all about. And this is an area that is of interest to a lot of people because the United States is about 20-30% aging, if you will, if you according to the U.S. Census. Other countries are a little more. Some countries are 30-40% aging. There is going to be a lot of people that are going to age, if you will, and there's going to be less younger people in the country. People are going to be retiring or are retiring actually in many ways. I am a New Jersey State employee retired, and I'm also an instructor from various schools retired, but I teach part-time some psychology, some public policy courses, public speaking as well. Okay. So I'll try to make the course as interesting as I can. This really is meant today at this time to be just an introduction so you put a face with who it is that's going to be chatting with you. I'm not going to have, per se, scheduled and ongoing Zoom calls. I think that it is better for me to record some thoughts. And from time to time, I might open it up and just have a session where you can tell me what concerns, issues you might have, and not necessarily discuss anything. So that's in the works. We'll see how that plays out. I'm hoping that this will record this time so that you can view it later. So I'll be looking at the book. Uh, I plan on one chapter per week. So the chapter are the same. Okay, so you're reading chapter one first week, chapter two the second week, and so on through about we have about 13, 14 chapters. Okay, there'll be the two quizzes that I mentioned, one true false, one multi um, I guess choice, multiple choice. Um, Different times. One will be earlier in the semester and somewhere in the middle. The other one will be toward the end. Okay. They're timed, and you need to take them if you want to get credit for those. You will also work on a project with other people in the class, depending on how the class fills up. I will put you together in groups, and you'll decide what that project is going to be. I give you some general guidance. It's in the syllabus, so I'm not going to say too much about that right now. So you want to do that because that will be interesting for you. So there'll be discussion questions that every week I post a series, about 4 or 6 of them. I ask you to choose one and answer it so that it keeps it interesting for you at least. And obviously, it's related to some of the readings, not all the readings, but some of the readings. Every 2 weeks, I'm going to ask you to give me a summary of what you read and what you learned. So it's about reading, learning, and insights you gained during those 2 weeks, and write that up. 1 to 2 pages, no more than that. And that's also graded. So I have to have things to grade. So that's kind of how I'm coming up with that. Let me see what else you need to know. So I've discussed most of the stuff that I think is going to be graded, and I think we're good with that. Aging obviously is not an easy topic because we don't know um, per se. It's not per se. This is what aging is all about because age is, like I said, chronology. It's also how I feel psychologically, which is mentally. It's also political. It's also economic. Um, it's social, cultural, psychological. So it's multidimensional in its effect on us. Okay, so that's what I'll say. All I remember when I was a kid thinking, oh, wow, that person looks old, I said to myself. And that meant that they were mature and they were probably 25 years old. And I saw them as a mature person because I was a young, if you will, youngster. Um, there is a lot of um, discrimination against elderly people that's unknown in how much there is, because in reality, people are mistreated at work and mistreated in the economics of the country and the way people treat each other. Um, um, so ageism, it's called. So much that there are federal and state laws related to that, particularly in employment where it can be controlled better. Okay. So that's all I'm going to say about that because I just wanted to introduce myself and I hope that you will enjoy this class. It's not a hard course. There's a little bit of reading that goes into a little bit of writing. You're going to research some journals because obviously a course in psychology requires you to do some review of the research that's being done. And I leave that to you to select the ones that make sense to you more than to me. Okay. And I just want you to get something out of the course. So that's why I kind of leave it kind of loosey goosey, if you will. Um, um, Hope that you do well. I think you will because I try not to make it difficult. I try not to be a hard grader, if you will, because I think what you get out of a course like this is more important than the grades. Now, of course, grades are important. Everyone wants to do well. And as far as I'm concerned, you're going to do as well as you can and as much as effort as you put into it. This class actually is one that I hope you will learn stuff that you will use the rest of your life because you will age the rest of your life if everything goes well. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say for the time being. Now you know what I look like, and you may or may not see me on campus. And I live in the Middlesex area. I wish you well, and we'll be in touch. Okay? Thank you.